Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video. So today's video is going to be editing in the style of Garrett-King or SHORTSTACHE. Now I've done a bunch of these videos before, or maybe one or two. I think it was two videos of how to edit like SHORTSTACHE, and everyone has absolutely loved them. Some people didn't like them, but that's always the way. So what I've decided to do is do another one, but today we're going to be editing this photo, which is a really cool drone photo. Typing here over a bunch of his photos. It's a really nice effect that he uses. A lot of other artists use as well. I've used before, and I'm thinking of using a lot as well. So this is an example here of guys. It's Matthew_GKB. This is my account here. If you want to send me a DM, you want me to check out your Instagram page, possibly give you a shout out if your page is good. Of course, I will check out everyone. Tag me in photos, comment, use the hashtag Matt and Seb. And I'll check you guys out over there on Instagram. It's really cool to engage with you guys on Instagram, and of course check out Sebastian as well. He's Sebastian_JWB, and he's got a bunch of cool photos as well, so do go ahead and check him out. He's obviously going to be posting videos on YouTube as well, so this is the both of us, and it'll be really quite cool to see you guys on Instagram. So without any further ado, let's edit in the style of Garrett-King or SHORTSTACHE, as he has his nickname. So this is the photo that we're going to be editing here. It's going to be really cool. Let's close that up. So what we're going to be doing is trying to get this really quite cool, put a nice bit of text over this. I'm thinking, I don't know, we'll decide what text we put over it in a minute, but let's get editing first. So before we dive in with the editing, what I like to do is crop my pictures to a 4:5 ratio. This is because it's perfect for Instagram, and I literally almost exclusively just post my photos to Instagram. Take it down a little bit just to soften up the image, which I think he does quite well. Next up, we're going to take the vibrancy down a little bit, and I think we're going to leave the saturation where it is. Now already this is flattening out the entire image. What I want to be doing is trying to get the detail in the entire image, but getting the highlights, the whites and the shadows closer to what I've brought my blacks to be. So essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to flatten out the image and make it look slightly more grey. So what we're going to do as well, and then show you the before and after, before and after. So as you can see, a lot of difference has been made already. So if you want to learn more about the tone curve, guys, I go into a whole module, teaches you everything you need to know about the tone curve. That really kind of explains why I've adjusted it like this to essentially, as I was saying, grey out the image and bring your shadows and your blacks closer together. If you want to understand more about why I've done that, it's all in the course. If you are interested, check it out down below. Cool. So this is actually really looking quite cool at the moment. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to try and get this nice browny green tones that he has in his images. So first things first is we're going to skip our HCL sliders, and we're going to jump straight down to our split toning. So what I like to do is bring up my saturation a little bit before I go any further on my shadows. I always do my shadows first before my highlights. I don't know why, don't ask, it's personal preference. What we can do though is bring our hue slider all the way along, jumping it around. Already guys, you can see that this is actually looking a lot more in the style of SHORTSTACHE. Well, if you don't, then I do apologise, but it is in my mind. So we're getting there. All we need to do really is make our water a little bit less blue, and then I think we're going to be pretty much quite on the ball with it. So what I'm going down to our camera calibration now. Let's do. Actually, first what we're going to do is we're going to add in a chunk of noise reduction, because we need to essentially soften this image. A lot of his images are very smooth and very, very soft. That's achieved a lot with the tone curve, but we can also fake that look with the noise reduction slider. Okay, I think that is pretty much there, guys. Okay, so let's call that quits. Let's say that's pretty much done. This is actually, the alignment is a little bit annoying. I am going to the photo composition works in my mind. So personal preference, do what you want when it comes to editing photos. Cool, so let's call that quits, guys. What I'm going to do now is get my graduated filter, and I'm going to bring in, you see this top right and top left, top right corner, bottom left corner. I'm going to darken those down and hopefully bring in a little bit more attention of the viewer towards the center of the screen. So let's grab two of these and see what we can do with that. Cool, so these have got like saturation is far too low, so I think I've made a mistake there. So let's bring the saturation back up to normal and have a go with the dehaze. So bring that dehaze to the right, and see how that affects the image. I think it's a little bit too high. Drop that there and increase my exposure just a tiny bit, and then brush over this rock face here and the white bits of water. All that's going to really do is divert the viewer's attention a little bit more towards the centre of the image, because this is the centrepiece, and this is the trouble with drone photography, is it's difficult to essentially find one part of the image that is the key bit that people want to look at. So you've got to really use these tools to really divert their attention to these places. So just going to try and brighten up some of the rocks that are underwater as well, because they are quite interesting. We don't want to lose that bit of detail that we've got from the photo there. Let's make a new brush and add in a little bit of brightness there. Cool, so let's grab this, push this up a little bit higher to 0.7, and then just brighten up a few of these rocks underwater, just because we've got this interest here, these nice interesting pieces. It's always a shame just to forget about them and leave them lying underwater and not make any adjustments to them. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, cool. Let's leave it at that, guys, and go ahead and take this into Photoshop. Oh wow, okay, that's really too bright. Let's drop that down to about 0.4. See what that looks like. That's actually too high as well. 0.3. Is that a bit better? Okay, that's a little bit better. There we go, guys. Liking the look of that. Let's go and take this into Photoshop now. So just for the sake of this video, what I'm going to do is, that's not a rock, so let's rub that bit out, is I'm just going to do a quick screenshot and then just drag it straight into Photoshop. So let's come down and click done. I'm liking the look of this, guys. It's looking quite nice. Screenshot, Shift Command 4. Obviously, don't, if you're going to be posting to Instagram or you're going to be selling these prints, guys, please don't screenshot. This is just for the sake of the video. If you're going to be doing anything, just export it as a PNG or whatever file you need. But yeah, that goes without saying. Okay, so let's just drag it and drop it into here. That is way too small. Okay, so this is the trouble with screenshotting, guys, is you're really just having to stretch out the image. Sorry about this, my computer is really lagging because I filmed about 10 videos and it's really not enjoying itself, so I should probably stop after this video. Okay, right, there we go, guys, and just click tick, and that will set that to the position that we want. Cool, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about how to get this cool text effect. Now, this is very, very simple. All we're going to be doing is choosing a font. One that I find works best of these is Helvetica, gets a really nice effect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to decide what on earth we're going to be writing. Let's drag it here, let's write islands and see what that looks like. So, islands. Cool, and this is the wrong font, so let's go ahead and change this to Helvetica Light. I think that might work quite well. Helvetica Light. Let's try maybe, yeah, let's try this. We want to take our font size, let's try a smaller font. 200 and 2000. Wondering if this isn't the best font, guys. I'm obviously just having a play around and seeing which one works best for the photo. Usually it's the super ultra light ones that work best. Okay, let's have a go with that and see what we can do. So islands, very, very simple, putting it here. Now you can go ahead and have a play around and see what it looks like in the center of the image, but for us, because the rock and the white, I think it's going to be getting in the way of the word, we're going to be putting it here and seeing what that looks like. So let's click tick with that. And there we go, guys, we've pretty much done it. I mean, obviously what I would do is if I was posting this to Instagram, I would spend a little bit more time finding the right font and the better position of where to post this, where to place this. Something that does work well is if you increase the spacing in between each letter, just to really space things out. For some reason this is lagging super big time, so I'm not going to do that, guys. My computer is actually going to blow up, so let's just click tick and have done with that. There we go, guys. What I would suggest you do from here is go ahead, have a play around with different type fonts, positioning it in different places, maybe removing bits of the words that hide behind some of the rocks and stuff. That's what I would do, and then go ahead and post it on Instagram. But let's compare this to some of his photos, guys, and see if we've hit it on the head. I think we've done a pretty good job, guys. It's not identical, of course. It's very difficult to completely identically copy an artist's style, and I wouldn't actually encourage you to copy their style. Just base your work off theirs. So there we go, guys, that's the end of the video. I'm sure a lot of you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up down below, and of course check out the course down below if you are interested in learning more about Lightroom and Photoshop and downloading a bunch of presets as well that were really cool to see you guys over there. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video.